Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to 101 Sports Webcast. I'm Ryan Meisinger.
And I'm Connor Delpreet. Mark Sanchez is given the title The Sanchise for one good game, and I'm still over here without a cool nickname. So deal with that. I haven't butt fumbled either.
It's okay.
Here's your quick hitters. Last Saturday in college football, number 5 Alabama defeated number 16 LSU in controversial fashion. On the final play of the game, LSU's quarterback threw an incomplete pass into double coverage with seemingly a lot of contact between the players. But pass interference was not called, resulting in an Alabama victory. 3 weeks ago, Notre Dame lost to FSU on a similar interference call. In your opinion, what's better in crunch time, for referees to keep the flags in their pockets or call it like it is?
You know, I'm surprised this is even a question. Because, it's obvious to me. Mm-hmm. How are you going to alter the way that you're calling a game just because you're in the final closing minutes of the game? That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. And if you're a player, the main thing that I like about that people try to get from football is the continuity of the game. And when you're a referee and you're refereeing the game through the first 3 quarters one way and you change it, that's a disadvantage to the defensive player in particular, because you have to conform to the way the referee is calling the game.
And as an offensive player, defensive player, I know that the refs are calling the game differently. I can change my play style.
Exactly.
I know that they're not going to give me a call,
and that's
or
where
they're going to give me a call.
Jimmy Graham could have gotten an advantage, but the referees called it like it was. It would have been a pass interference for the Jimmy Graham situation beforehand in the first quarter. They called it the same way in the fourth quarter. I like how they called it like it is. It shows that referees still have a little bit of knowledge.
It's just a situation that referees and their advisory board, whatever it is, it needs to be looked at and it needs to be cracked down on.
Exactly.
This past Friday, Major League Baseball announced their Japan All-Star Series postseason tour roster. 29 Major League players will travel to Japan to play the Japan national team in a 5-game series starting this Wednesday, November 2nd. With the MLB already having a short offseason compared to the other sports, Connor, if you were an MLB player, would you see any value in going to this series, which really in the short offseason?
Absolutely. And here's the reason why. As an American player, as an MLB professional baseball player, and an American sports icon, it is your job not only to play the game that you love, but to also spread that brand past the United States. And this new generation of players can spread that to Japan.
Where's the value in this? Japan is already a big baseball.
But it fosters a relationship. It fosters a relationship between American baseball.
There is a relationship already.
It helps it makes it even better. And when you look at the players on the roster, you have guys like Dexter Fowler, Chris Carter, Jess Morneau, who haven't been to the playoffs very much.
Why
does
Major League Baseball need to aid this relationship? It's not helping Major League Baseball. They're fine. Major League, besides, you could say attendance, TV ratings, whatever. Major League Baseball is doing fine. They don't need to foster any relationship.
It's about spreading the game of baseball past the United States. And these players who are on bad teams, this is their playoffs. And maybe the best way to train during the offseason is to be in an actual baseball game. And really, when you look at it, it's 9 days, Ryan. It's November 11th to November 20th.
9 days. You don't know the taxing of the travel, the play. You don't know. You just don't know.
Stay in the weight room if you don't want to go there for 9 days. They'll find 100 players who want to be there.
You stay on the golf course. You stay in the golf course.
Mark Cuban is at it again in the media. Last Sunday, the Dallas Mavericks owner said it would be in the Oklahoma City Thunder's best interest to sit stars Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook for the rest of the season and focus on the team's future. Durant is currently out with a severe leg injury, and Westbrook is also sidelined with a broken hand. Is this Mark Cuban being Mark Cuban, or do you think the Thunder should actually consider this option?
Well, it is Mark Cuban being Mark Cuban.
Absolutely.
And I do think the Thunder should consider this. I think it's a double jeopardy. And I think that Cuban's right. He's being Cuban. But I think that Durant and Westbrook, Durantula, should just sit the season out.
But do you think that really helps? When you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, as we all know, Kevin Durant is going to be a free agent this coming year. Does Sam Presti, the GM for the Thunder, really want Kevin Durant's last memory before free agency
I think
to be him sitting on the bench?
His mind's already made up, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
He saw LeBron do the homecoming and go back to Cleveland. Why couldn't he go back to a place like Washington after he's seen how much trouble this team has without him?
No, it's made up in the sense that he's gone from OKC. He's not going back. So in that sense,
why sit him? Why would you want to sit him? Get as much out of Kevin Durant as you can while you still have him.
Because it's a lost cause. It's just there's nothing left for Kevin Durant.
Putting Kevin Durant not on the court is a lost cause. This is a guy that's put up numbers for his whole career.
It all just depends on his injury recovery. And there's no sense in playing him if you know that he's gone. Why?
But he's not gone for the year. This is a question of whether you should sit him for longer than he's actually injured for, and you shouldn't. If you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, give him a reason to come back. Show him that he means something to this team other than just a bench role, a guy who's going to be in a suit cheering on his team.
That little playing time is not going to say, all right, I'm back to
It's
OKC.
better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
Dallas Stars forward Antoine Roussel will have a hearing with the NHL Department of Player Safety Monday morning for a hit on San Jose Sharks goaltender Alex Delacq, who left his crease to play the puck. The hit did not appear as if it should warrant a hearing. Rather, it appeared to be a tough hockey hit and a slight embellishment by Delacq. Connor, are NHL goalies overprotected by the league?
I think they are overprotected, but by the slightest bit. This isn't the first incident where a goalie being hit has caused this much controversy. Last year, Chris Kunitz hit Henrik Lundqvist outside of the crease, and the next game after that, Sidney Crosby gets back-checked from behind into the goalie. Both of these were called penalties, and the thing that all these three incidents have in common is the refs called the penalty entirely too quickly. They didn't get to step back and assess the situation.
But I think that's just the virtue of the goaltender in hockey.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the goalkeeper in soccer. You
Yeah.
could say same
In
with
NBA.
quarterback in the NFL and the stars in the NBA. The league is just defending its players that they
But I think that's where it becomes a problem when you mention the NBA and soccer and stuff like that. Do we really want the NHL, which is such a tough sport, to become a thing where goalies are now starting to adapt and learning how to embellish and dive a little bit more?
But I don't think it's a matter of embellishing and diving.
But they've learned to do that. If
They
you've seen
have,
the
but that's
hits.
not something you. Okay, the NBA tried to control it, and yeah, it helps. But I think it's just something that you're really making sure that your players are safe. And yeah, goaltenders have that added bit of safety, but I think it's all for the better.
No, I think for some of these incidents, though, it's just refs jump to these conclusions entirely too quickly, and I think that's where it needs to change.
But with the goaltender position, I feel like that's just a spot where it needs to be done.
Unfortunately, that's all the time for the quick hitters, but stick around as I sit down with our NFL experts to make some predictions if the season ended today. Stay tuned.